Welcome. As requested, since they like coming right outside here, we're doing a Cawthra shelter special for MALTON. Apparently, we're catching everybody up on the homeless process. What happens, right, when you go to Cawthra shelter? So we'll start with me. When the police took me there the first time, it was July 15th, 2019. I went back that same year, November 15th to 28th. Today, 2025. Did you see what it said? How many people are living here that have stayed in Cawthra shelter? How many people visit here that have stayed? How many people are actually homeless right now in MALTON? We're going to separate it now. What did you just do? We didn't include alcohol and addicts yet. We didn't separate the drugs yet. MALTON wanted, MALTON is getting. I told you, every time you call my name, you're going to show me why. Every time you say the word life coach, you're going to show me why. They wanted a list of all the people from Cawthra shelter. So all of you are going to write one now, all the people you know, male and female. You can write all the shelters and separate them. One way or the other, you're going to stop calling my name. Where are you seeing this? Not on my YouTube channel? On my social media? Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. Where are you watching it? How are you seeing it then? If you go on YouTube, go into the search and type at Amy's Regal Life. Do you know the little A symbol, the circle symbol with the A inside of it? The channel should come up. If you click on the link, when you see these live streams and videos, it should come up. It should take you right to the YouTube channel. Welcome. We're still working on what happened before the live stream and Cawthra shelter. We understand where Cawthra shelter is in Mississauga. We understand it's the female shelter that males stay in too. We understand they have addiction services, so there are addicts staying there with the men and women. We understand there are 4 people in one room. Do we? We understand there are bunk beds. We are catching up. My responsibility is not fixing people who left Cawthra shelter for free as a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. I know that much. If your housing worker messed up your housing and your forms, that is not my problem. If a worker at the community center messed up your residency forms, that is not my problem. I am not here. I'm not your encyclopedia to fix everything your workers didn't do. I am not here for you to use me and say, I said this, so you must get benefits and PTSD money. That's all stopping. We're going to find Crispy 1312. Well, we're hoping it's a her, right? It's the same one. And she has kids, so we can get them taken. We can get her put in jail. Maybe some mental health help for her so she stops abusing other people and harassing them. Can we start with that one? That would be good, right? For back to school, anywhere children are, people, men. What do you think she would do to men if that's a woman and she's on my live stream doing this? The comment was, why do you talk about this every single day? Move on. JFC. You actually came onto my live stream. for abuse victims. Why shouldn't I put you in jail? Let's tell everybody. Okay, back to Cawthra shelter. What about the family shelter? That was a new one they built, right? So did these same women and men go to that shelter with their kids? Were they addicts there? Yeah, we went over. Where are these services for addicts? Where do they go to get recovery? Much less if they're parents of kids. We went over children's aid. Why is this my problem? These workers are getting paid to do these jobs. 6 years, why? Why is this my problem? Oh, did you write the list? At least who you know from Cawthra Shelter? So how did they end up in MALTON? Are they in a rental, in an apartment? Do you know if they live here? You what? Sick and tired. Why is this my problem? How many times? You have people like Andrea sitting here telling me what? I was her roommate. She abused me every single day I was in that room. She should have been put in jail. You have her in MALTON now doing what? Where? Where do you understand? You should be living around people. You have people that were banned from the shelter. Why do you think they were banned? Why do you think they can't find housing? Why do you think they don't have jobs? Did you ever ask them? You're all sitting here talking to me for what? Did you ever ask each other? You should consider yourself very lucky to get housing. Usually takes years. Do you understand that? The housing list is 12 years. They have a human trafficking form and a victim of family violence form. Why do you think you get housing quicker? Because what? You might have been a victim a couple times? How many do you think it takes to get housing quicker? Since you mentioned it. I'm very lucky. Well, go. Let's hear. What do you think it takes to get very lucky, to get pushed up on the housing list? Well, let me hear. Violence? Some of you were beating each other, right? Hitting each other? Doing what? So you could get on the list? Get what? Money for disability? Yes, you are this low. This is why we're doing this. You're actually doing things to each other to get free money while women are waiting, actually getting abused by you guys. You're misogyny and women hating, entrapment and human trafficking because you think you need the housing more. This is reality. Why don't you wake up? Let's go over how you get into an apartment. Do you have to have a credit check? Do you fill out an application? Do you need income, a job letter? How do you get into an apartment? How do you apply to get in? Everybody in MALTON today. Until they find out. You had a housing worker where? Who got you in where? Nobody's joking. Let's go over, if you're a renter, do you have a contract, a landlord and tenant board contract? Everybody is going to now. So all the renters in Malton, you and your landlord what? Have what? It's the same lease, right? The landlord and tenant board. One lease. Everybody should have in Ontario. It's pretty simple. So do all of the renters and landlords have that same contract? I told you every time you call my name, I'm going to take one of you. Let me hear this again. You had homeless, you had housing where? What service? The community center? Show me. What do you do if you're homeless in Malton? Let me hear. Today, what do you do? You call central intake? You go show up at the shelter? Yes, everybody now. I don't know why you're laughing. It's only going to get worse, I told you. You what? How many times? It's my business, my name, my life you destroyed. For what? Don't ever say Malton trash. You what? You don't even have a mall right now. You what? I'm going to let Malton destroy my name, my business? Do you understand? Life coach? Why are you calling that word? They're going to go back? Really? They're remembering now? Cawthra shelter? Their rental contract? That's real good, isn't it? And what do you think you're going to do now? What am I supposed to do now? They're remembering the piece of paper they had from Cawthra shelter. Everybody now. I want to hear this. What it has to do with me? That was 2019. Cawthra shelter is going to take responsibility. Why are you laughing? Go and get the director and executive director. Call my name again. Didn't I promise I'd shut you down? Yeah? You want to go today and show them all the female victims? Go, count right now how many men are in there. Just for fun. Right now. I want to hear how many male and female. Oh, somebody must be staying there. Let's see how quick. 8:14 p.m. Everybody's got a phone. Go for it. What time is snacks? 8 o'clock? What time is snacks done? Yeah, reality. What's reality then? I want to hear this. What's more reality than this? Let's go over 2019, homelessness in Peel. Is that when they started that? How much money do you think they got put into homelessness? How many housing subsidies? How much money do you think from 2019 got put into housing? Building housing, all of it from 2019. What do you think that was all for? People were going to the hospital just to get a bed. People were going to jail just to get a bed, to have a bed to sleep in. You want to lie about homelessness and what people were doing? You understand winter, right? Overnight, staying outside, frostbite. Remember going over all that? Your fingers and toes falling off? The ambulance couldn't do anything. They just had to what? You understand? You understand an ambulance costs $50 or more to every time you call it? You understand? 6 years, what people, what? Where? In Malton? In the shelter? In Bramalea? What do you understand? You want to go over what happened to me when I opened the business in March 2019? How I ended up in Cawthra shelter in July? It was a good time to show the card. Maybe they have the Avon catalogs. This was my business card in 2019. I was an Avon rep and I had it stapled to the catalogs when I gave them out. If some of them have the card. Then, when I was Cawthra shelter, I had these cards. They were my business card there, so I had them with me and I handed them out. That's how some people have them. 6 years, right? My name didn't change, right? Just like I told you, my name didn't change, and it's not going to. These are my new ones. Now I'm that I'm here in Malton living. The difference is I opened my own nonprofit organization. So though that's on the back now. NPO, nonprofit organization, in case you missed that. Right? It says there on the bottom, nonprofit organization. So, in case you don't know where life coach, which one, right? Just correcting it. Well, we can narrow it down. How many of you have one from Cawthra Shelter? Well, if you have one, you should know where you got it, right? Well, let's go over. Do you know another life coach? Do you know another narcissistic abuse recovery life coach? What do you mean same 6 years? Do you know any other? Did you know the word narcissistic abuse before that? Sure, go ahead. Let me hear you explain it. Where did you hear the word narcissist? You want me to say that again? Where did you hear the word life coach? The joke? You went how many years? Because my business card didn't say it. You got away, right? Because it said certified life coach. They got away, making everybody rich, being a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. Just because of that. But see, it says the same thing. If you're ready for a change, all you need is you. The exact same slogan. The exact same phone number. amysregallife.com. The exact same website. See? 6 years, right? And now what are you telling me? Because my picture wasn't on them? You didn't know it was me? Because they don't recognize the picture? Because it's not TikTok? Because it's not Twitter? Because it's not Facebook? Because it's not Instagram? Because it's not YouTube? They don't know who it is. So they've been getting away in MALTON now. Playing what? Life coach? Narcissistic abuse recovery life coach? Which one? Oh, please help me catch up. Let's go back to what MALTON was doing in 2018. The mall was open, was it? What was in the food court in 2018? What stores were in the mall in 2018? Well, we were going over Pokemon and Jurassic Park, right? Draconia's Go. So how many you played in 2018? Where did you play? The community center and the mall? The McDonald's? Where did you play? All of them. Which one did you play? Sure, Ingress even. You're going over what happened to my game, the Jurassic Park, my alliance, what you destroyed it for. You enjoyed destroying it. MALTON enjoyed destroying me. My Pokemon game, my Jurassic Park, all of them. That's what we were going over in MALTON today. The gyms, if you know how to play the game in Pokemon. You can't own a gym. We started with? Well, if people were stealing phones, we were going over that, right? If they were stealing it for what, your Pokemon game? We went over how many years? Memory cards, SIM cards, stealing phones, Pokemon? If you were doing what? Taking people's what? Threatening them at the gym so you could get the gym? Which one? We went over a lot today. Why didn't you think back to how old you were 6 years ago now, if you played? We went over Jurassic Park, right? Kids weren't supposed to be playing that. Remember in the Walmart, how many stops were there in there? How many employees do you think played in there? If that was Jurassic Park. We went over how the stops got there. How do you think the stops showed up? All the Pokestops. All the Jurassic Park stops. How do you think they got there? You wanted MALTON to catch up? We're catching up. 6 years. So how many of you played? Which game did you play in 2018? I think it's the saddest thing if I say what didn't have to happen, right? Because if everybody starts thinking about it, some people might get angry. Why? I shouldn't tell everybody at the same time. We went over that too, right? Because everybody's going to do what? Go attack people like you guys did? Then let's go over where these stops were. If it was Pokemon, how long has that game been out? 2016? And the stops were where? In parks? Where were the Pokestops? Places that made sense, that were accessible to everybody? Which one? So were adults and kids playing in 2018 Pokemon? Whose phone was it and whose account was it in 2018? What year did the kid accounts come out? The 13 and under accounts, the kid accounts in Pokemon. When did Jurassic Park come out? What year? We went over why kids weren't supposed to be playing that. Have you ever played it? So who was playing Jurassic Park? We went over the competition. How do you think my alliance got destroyed and I had to start over? Did you see what it was? Why do you think I posted that? If people weren't cheating and doing what? Yeah, we're catching everybody up. The same with Pokemon. Where did my shiny go? Why I'm asking questions? Because if I took all of your phones and destroyed your game, what are you going to do? Just like I told you, what if I grind all of your Pokemon to candy? I want to hear why. You destroyed my game. Why shouldn't I do it back to all of you? Well, that's Battle League, right? You remember that? For Battle League, you had to do what? When Battle League started. Yeah, let's go back to Discord. Why you wanted the MALTON Discord. You can explain to them when Battle League opened and all about Discord now. Aren't you a little bit old to be playing Pokemon? What's the age limit for Pokemon? To play the game? Considering they didn't open kid accounts until what year? Let me hear this one from you. Don't trust wine. What's the age limit for Pokemon? Well, for all of MALTON, the age limit for playing Pokemon Go. So we can know tomorrow morning. We went over in the 4 buildings here where I live. There are 3 gyms. Why are you asking me about a child's game? I'm a grown man. I don't play little kid games. Good, then stay out of the conversation. because there's a playground and there are 2 gyms right there. That is in the middle of the 4 buildings. So if it has nothing to do with you, then stay out of the conversation. Yeah, back to Pokemon. It's supposed to be a game for everybody, right? Location-based gaming. When there's a raid, how many people stand there to do the raid? A group? You need a group to do certain raids, right? Friends get together in a group to go do raids at a gym. Maybe adults, everybody should understand that in MALTON if you're playing. And the gym is at their house, like the guy earlier up the street. There are 2 gyms right there, right? If that's his house, by the playground. Maybe he should understand that. If a group of 10 guys show up outside his house, he shouldn't understand that. What if a group of 10 guys show up at your house? No, I'm not laughing. Where do you think the other gym is? From this window here. So I have time to catch up, so. Castle laws in effect, we have a right to protect ourselves. Why are you still talking? What are you talking about? I'm talking about children at the playground in the building playing Pokemon, and you're sitting here, castle laws in effect, we have a right to protect ourselves. No, I don't understand what you're talking about. "10 guys show up to my house and I'm sending them to God." Is everybody hearing this? That's Don't Trust Wine's answer. So the next time I post a video, right, when I walk up to the gym, you're all going to watch it and laugh along. When what? When that's your kid? There are how many gyms at the community center? 3? The same 3? How many now? They have all the construction set up so people can't get in. Did you see where I went earlier, the video? The bridge, the building? If children are playing, where do you think they're going to play? Show me again, all of you. The community center. If it was a community center for everybody, it made sense, right? Pokemon, everybody is there. It's a populated area with everybody. Everybody can go there and play. Now you've got construction and a pit and a hole. So go for it. Then you can go to Wildwood. Isn't that the other popular place to play them? Go, let me hear again. What happened when I went there? If we could get rid of people like you, Don't Trust Wine, off the streets so you're not near people, right? The alcohol, the drugs. Maybe kids could go out and play, right? If you guys stayed inside. That's what I think my goal is. You shouldn't be out in the parks. Then normal people can go and play games and do things. I think that's the point I'm getting to here. Yeah, didn't you tell your children to go play outside? Isn't that what they're supposed to do? Go get exercising and fresh air? So where are they supposed to do that? Go right here in MALTON. We're all sitting right here. Show me where. Yeah, remember, your kids are not my problem. The same way the men are standing outside the mall drinking, right? Doing drugs. You show me why. The difference? I don't know. Because I don't film them and show you? Is that the difference? And what's the difference? People don't know what they do? What's the difference? Can you imagine? Maybe if life doesn't work out in Malton, you can move to Thunder Bay and start a new life. I bet they need life coaches there. I told you how many times. The place didn't do anything. It's the people. Aren't you approving it right now? You actually what? They think somebody's joking with which one? How many names you called? Go back to that. Brian and Alicia. Start with who had that Avon catalog. What year was that? That was a community center I was at. Go over. Let me hear. Go start. All of them from Cawthra Shelter. Let me hear you. Bramley, all the people. What are you going to do? I don't know. How many times? What are you going to do? You what? Let me hear again. Alicia, Felicia, and Militia. Yeah. What year did they babysit Militia? What year did Alicia and her husband move into the house next door on Netherwood? Why didn't you find those answers? So why are you talking to me if they should be in jail too? You show me in what world some woman moves in next door with her husband and children. I babysat for her. Show me this again, Malton. Oh, I'm waiting. Right here. Until you find the day they moved into that house. Number one. Just keep commenting. I told you. Eventually? Like when? Then you go where after this? Yeah, you called all of them. Jeff and Omesh, right? Blessing and Trevor. Anna and Sam. All of them. Who do you think they're going to turn into if we got bullied and abused by them? And they're living here in Malton now. They're banned from Cawthra shelter. All. You said all. I told you to make a list. You ever call my name again? I told you what I do to you. Yeah, over and over. What are you doing here? Do you live here? Do you have a house? Do you still hang out at the shelter? Do you sell drugs? Well, go ahead and explain how it's different then. Why you're bothering me if you don't want to be bothered. Go, let's hear. What do you think is going to happen? When what? When the schools can't sell life coaching business no more, when all multi-neighborhood services, the community center can't sell life coach business, when Peel Board can't sell life coach business, when you can't talk about empathy anymore because it's all with narcissistic abuse, self-care, all of it, when you realize, what are you going to do? I don't know. Let's hear. What are you going to do this year? Financial literacy, isn't that the school board? Well, what was all my budgeting? You took all that from my website, right? The packing list? Where'd you get a safety plan? Go show them again. The essentials, all of it from my website. I want to hear what all you were sitting doing. You're going to say mental health again. That's my favorite one. Tell us. Actual empaths? Those are the workers? They have empathy? Yeah, tell us again. Actual who? We're trying to help who? What year? Your turn. Tell them what year. Oh, you're what? Trying to do is prove a smear campaign? What you did to my name? Financial abuse? How you made all the money? Off life coaching? Off narcissistic abuse? Which one? One of these days, don't trust when is going to show up at the hospital. With your mouth glued. And everybody's just going to sit there and look at you. I bet you. All your friends wouldn't even be surprised, right? If somebody super glued your mouth. I'm not laughing. Are you laughing at it? Cawthra shelter will be closed and turned into a KFC Taco Bell combination restaurant. The food bank will close and Jonathan Davis will come back from the dead to finish high school. Six years homeless. To come back to Malton. To get a housing subsidy, an apartment here. Anywhere in Peel, right? With the subsidy, I could have lived. Do you want to go back to what's going to happen if they close the liquor store and the alcohol store, the beer store? Are the adults going to get mad? They're going to riot? Well, if it's actual addiction, right? They can't go cold turkey, right? Like all the addicts. They're just being real. Yeah, I heard they opened AA somewhere at a church in Malton. Is that true? Why are you laughing? What do you think happens after they go there? The same as Cawthra Shelter? They just run up to the mall? Nobody's joking. You are the joke for actually believing this. We went over temptation. So if they're actual alcoholics, you're sending them to AA and then they come out and hang out with each other. You show me where this is working for alcohol, much less any other drug. Alcohol, because there are two stores in the mall right there. Show me again where the church is, where you have AA in Malton. Yeah, when we're done here. When you're an addict, what is temptation? So if you live where? In an apartment building? You go hang out where? What do you do all day? Yes, we're going over it. The actual drugs, right? Actual drugs that you could end up dead. They're trying to avoid who? Actual dealers, right? The same temptation. They can't help it. They're an actual addict, right? So what are you doing in Malton? Which one is winning? Nobody. I told you, this is not my problem. This is not my job. Now you're going to wake up. Let's go over the rage, fit, and the anger again. Now, can you tell the difference with some people? If it's from alcohol and drugs, or if it's who they are? If I have to. The violence. Yeah, did it change? Okay, is it from withdrawal because they can't get their fix? Let's try that one. I'm only violent when people try to keep me away from drinking. Well, that's an addict, bud. And that's nobody's problem. I'm only violent when people try to keep me away from drinking. That goes back to anything for a fix, right? Is that why you rob and steal? To get the money to get your fix? It doesn't matter which substance. It's an addict, right? That's the definition of addicted. You can't help yourself. You're addicted. Isn't that what the services are supposed to be for? Yeah, why am I doing this when they get paid? I am going to laugh at all of you. You're going to explain to me why. When, what? Do you know what your smart serve is? A smart serve certificate? Well, if you're getting any job, right, I recommended it, just like your food safe, that you get them. If you're applying for any job, hey, when I'm done here, I'm going to go smoke sitting on the rock outside the building. I'm also going to watch the people going in the door. Then I'm going to come back here and stand by this window and watch the parking lot all night. Maybe I'll take out my phone and record them for fun. I still have my chicken to eat. I should do that eventually, right? When I get an appetite, eat. Hopefully it was productive and helpful, right? Some people in MALTON will understand now when they see certain people or they look around at the mall and the library, they can tell the difference. Some people have been living under intimidation and threat because they don't know why people are violent and why people attack. So I'm hoping this will help you separate it real quick. Usually people are happy and kind when they get high on reefer, but I suspect you become enraged and violent. Well, like I said, one of these days, right, when you disappear, don't trust wine. This is what we'll remember about you. You probably deserved it. There will be blood on your hands, Amy. Why didn't you show me again? The MALTON moms, and the MALTON neighborhood services, the community center in the mall. Why MALTON is calling my name. I'm still waiting to hear about the systemic violence and systemic racism and what you did, defunding the police. Black excellence will prevail. The Muslim Council will avenge me. You guys are a joke. This is why I keep telling you. MALTON will never go anywhere. You just keep eating yourselves alive. You will never have thriving businesses. You'll just eat them alive, just like you're doing now. You're just in the same cycle. On the hamster wheel. How many times? Get off the hamster wheel. You just keep going in circles. 6 years, the same circle of nothing. This is why what? When the world watches this? When they realize 6 years? What? MALTON? When who watches this? Brampton? Oh, the mayor? The former mayor? Which one when they watch this? Do you want to go over the hospital in Bramalea? Their mental health department? Is that Canadian Mental Health Association? Oh, all. We'll get to all. Where else? You don't understand? When, what? What do you want to go over? I opened my business. The same one. How many times? What do you want to go over? You're going to go over the systemic? And which government was that? How many of them have a council? Try that one again. Peel, council, is your mayor, your councillor, your MP, your MPP. The school board is a council. The Peel Police Board is a council. The Salvation Army, they're all councils, right? Charities with a director, a board. Are you understanding this? Peel Region, ambulance, fire. I'm not going over it again. You are. I asked you how quick you could show this to all of MALTON. It's 9:00 p.m. now. All of Peel Region. All of homelessness, all of Canada, all of Ontario. Go, let me hear again. You what? No, I'm pretty sure you can't all be the CEO and director. Why would you be on my nonprofit ruining it and destroying it if you're a charity? If you're helping children and showing everyone? If you're religious, why are you destroying other people? Why didn't you explain that? We can't all be CEO and directors here. What is that supposed to mean? Because what? Oh, well, anyway, I'm going to end it for here for now, right? Why don't you just sit here, MALTON? Go over it again. 6 years. Who did you vote for? Do you want to go over the MALTON BIA, that council? A CEO, a chief executive officer. Go ahead, tell me who they are. For all of those that I just told you. Then you can get into directors. Enjoy your night, MALTON. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach. Nonprofit organization CEO. Apartment 47.